status, damn it. Well, not today. Today, he was shit. "Reeves, what the fuck are you doing?" Jimmy St. Mark, also known as Coach Saint, yelled. Markus dug in, sweat dripping down his forehead, his cheek, and off his jaw. Fighting for the puck in the corner, he won it, sending it to the point where his roommate, Jordan, shot hard but was blocked. Thankfully, though, his other line mate, Bennett, was there, going over the goalie's shoulder and scoring. But no one cheered. They all knew they were a mess. It hadn't been a star season for the Ninjas. They had been sucking since the beginning of the season, and maybe that was another reason Markus was so down. How was he supposed to get ahead when the team sucked? Everyone knew that Ellie Adler, the owner of the franchise, wouldn't be looking if they were failing and not producing. But just in case they didn't know that, Coach Saint came across the ice, his voice filling the rink. "You guys are fucking sloppy. I can't even comprehend why you guys would think Ellie Adler would want any of you." Duh, Markus thought as he gasped for breath, following the rest of his team toward where Saint was waiting for them, his face bright with anger. Saint wasn't like Marcus's old college coach on the Bellevue Bullies, Coach River Moore, whom he loved and still talked to daily. Saint was a young coach, wanting to prove he was the best, which resulted in lots of cutting the team down instead of lifting them up. And that was another reason Markus was over this team. But River had told him, time and time again, this was his stepping stone. He just had to keep climbing. But he would never be able to do that if he didn't clean up his shit. Number one, he had to stop drinking. He hadn't even been a drinker before. He did it to party, but even he felt he was getting too old for that. The only problem was he felt like he didn't fit in with the Ninjas, and he had nothing else to do but drink, which resulted in lots of nights of him being drunk in order to forget he hated everything about Florida and this team. He didn't click with the guys. He didn't click with the coach. And most of the time, he just felt like he was worthless. Yeah, he was one half of the top defense duo. And maybe he was one of the highest-scoring defensemen in the league this year. But it didn't matter because no one else was producing. He just didn't feel it. It wasn't like when he played with the Bullies. He honestly had been a brother to everyone. His coach loved him like a son, and he felt at home. Maybe that was it. He wasn't home. He was in Florida, a good 11 hours from Nashville, Tennessee, the place that was home. It wasn't that he didn't like Jacksonville. It was okay, but it wasn't home. He had been so stoked when he was drafted by the Nashville Assassins. He knew he was going to do awesome, that he would play with Jace's brother Jaden and his wife, who was also Marcus's best friend Baylor, and they would do big things. But his hopes and dreams came to a crashing halt when Ellie Adler said he was going down to the Ninjas. He felt like a disappointment. River had told him that was crazy, not to feel like that, since not everyone went straight into the NHL after the draft. Hell, he hadn't. River Moore had played in the AHL for 3 years before being called up to the Bruins, where he won the cup. One could only hope for a career like River Moore's. But Markus was impatient as hell. He wanted it now. He wanted to be like the Sinclair brothers, all drafted first in consecutive years and then going off to kill in the NHL. He felt like their red-headed stepbrother. Even though he was black, and they loved him like they loved each other. According to Mama Sinclair, Moore, it was still hard for Markus to remember she had gotten married almost a year ago. He was her 5th baby, and he could never express how much that meant to him. He had always loved the family dynamic the Sinclairs had. He hadn't had